Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Becoming a Creator. Today, we're going to talk about deciding on what's going to be a good name for you and your channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Brian, and I go by the alias of Half Pump, and I've been creating content on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram for years now. And I've decided I wanted to start taking that knowledge and sharing it with everybody out there and showing them it's possible to create your own channel and quality content without much of a budget. So stay tuned as we jump into this subject. I believe one of the biggest dilemmas people face when first deciding to take that step out there is, what do I call myself? What do I name my channel? What do I go by? And I think that's a great place to start and a great first question to ask. I mean, there's a lot of weight in a name. It's going to be what people refer to you as online. It's what your channel is going to be called. It's going to affect marketing and branding. It's even going to be what people call you in public. So it is important to put some thought into what's going to be the right name for the type of content you're creating. It's also going to have bearing on the reach of your business. Offensive or off color, it could put you in a very narrow community or turn people off altogether. Too long or too niche, that too can turn people off. Compounding names can be difficult too, like Gaming with Brian. It's a little too long and lacks marketability. Names like Gaming with Brian can also compartmentalize you into a certain category, and in this case, gaming. If your category is meant to be gaming and you're only going to be producing gaming content, then that could be a great solution for your channel. But you do want to keep things like that in mind. Simple, easy to pronounce, 1 to 2 word names are generally going to be your target when thinking about what's a good name for your channel and content. Now, I know that can be difficult. A lot of the good names are already taken. There's been years and years of people coming up with creative names for their gamer tags and their Twitter accounts and their Instagram accounts, and it can be difficult to find that perfect name that really fits you and the content that you're trying to create. So I'm going to help you get creative. One trending practice I really like is people stripping away the anonymity and just using their name. Long gone are the days where you had to hide behind a gamer tag or a particular alias. And I know I'm saying that from the position of calling myself Half Pump, but it is a very common trend that we're seeing nowadays, and it allows you to really have flexibility in the type of content that you're creating and is adaptable to many different platforms. Other times, things like experiences can help you stumble upon a name, like when I was gifted Half Pump. But before I tell you that story, if you're enjoying the content so far, tap that like button, hit subscribe, and stay tuned to this channel here for more content just like this. Now back to the story. I actually got the name Half Pump while I was playing disc golf. I know people like to come up with all sorts of crazy stories on how I got the name, but I was throwing a really nice shot that looked like it was going to be a hole-in-one, and the flight path was perfect. It was going the perfect angle, right where it needed to go, and I started to celebrate a little too soon and was getting just a perfect little full fist pump going, and then a little branch that nobody saw was dangling right in front of the basket, and the disc hit it and flopped right out of the way, and it stopped me in the middle of my fist pump, and everybody that I was playing disc golf with had a great laugh and was like, "What was that? Was that a half pump?" And it just stuck from there. So I've been using the name and gamer tag of Half Pump for many years now, all from a simple disc golf story. If you aren't so lucky as to be able to stumble upon your name or be gifted it by your friends, there are tons of resources online to be able to generate names. If you do a quick Google search, you can leverage a variety of different name generators, all the way from just simple like baby name generators to Dungeons and Dragons names generators and any fantasy based generator. If you want to go that route, you can also use one of my favorite tools, a thesaurus. Use some of your favorite word combinations, combining them together to come up with some unique combination that really fits you and what you're trying to do online and with your content. Finding your name, though, is only part of the battle. From there, there's going to be some additional steps that I think a lot of people fail to realize are important and rarely do their due diligence on. One of my favorite tools is namecheck.com, It's a great tool for being able to drop a name into, seeing if there's any availability across social media platforms of all shapes and sizes, as well as domain names, because maybe you want to take that name and make it a website someday. Next, I would encourage you to do a general online search of that name, because you don't want to stumble upon some latent tie to a serial killer's childhood nickname that you had no idea was even possible, let alone affiliated with a name that you just came up with. And you don't want to start going down the path and then people start pointing that out to you. Not like that's ever happened to me, but it is an important thing to keep in mind when deciding upon a name, because you don't always know the history of that name. So it's important to do some general searches and find out if there's anything tied to it that you don't want to be affiliated with. Lastly, I would check your state's business entity search. This is an engine that all states have that list all registered LLCs within that state. So if you plan on taking this name to the next level and formalizing a business around it, it's going to be important to know that that name is available as well. And we'll be talking about that in a future episode, so stay tuned for more information on that one. I really hope this gets you off to a good start. And this was a process that I've used and I've helped other people use when considering names for their channels and the content that they're creating. And people have found this really valuable and really kind of makes you think outside of the box and check some corners that you normally wouldn't check when thinking of something as seemingly simple as the name for your content and your brand online. If you're looking for second opinions on the names that you're considering, feel free to drop a comment below or hit me up on Twitter. I'd be more than willing to take a look at what names you're considering and help you come up with some good alternatives if maybe they're not a good fit. My next video is going to be talking about creating your business and why you should consider an LLC versus maybe a sole proprietorship, and why one might be better than the other. So hit subscribe if you want to get alerted when that video goes live. And I also stream every Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays on Twitch, where I talk about things just like this, as well as enjoy some of my favorite games. And finally, if you're looking to get a view into how I make these videos, what I'm up to in between posting YouTube videos or my live streams, come check me out on Instagram, where I post behind the content every day or every other day or so. Thanks for stopping in. Until next time, take it easy. Finding your name, though, let's try that one again. Let's try that. One trending practice. Let's try that one again. Let's try that one again. We got people walking overhead. And rarely do their due diligence on. Let's try that one again. Let's try that one again. Help you come up with some good alternatives if maybe they're not a good fit, or let's try that one again. Hey there and welcome. I'm super excited to bring you this series that I've been planning for quite some time now. My goal with this series is to teach you how to become a streamer, and a lot of what I'm going to teach you can work on multiple different platforms, so Twitch and YouTube and Mixer and Facebook gaming. But not only that, a lot of the concepts of what I'm going to talk about can be used when creating your content across multiple social media channels. So if your preference is to just become a YouTuber or just an Instagram creator or just a Twitter or TikTok creator, a lot of the concepts of what I'm going to be talking about can also be used in those platforms as well. The goal is to teach you about the business side of becoming a content creator, because remember, if your plan is to make any sort of income off from the content you're creating, regardless if it's a streaming platform or a social media platform, it's a business, and you're going to have to treat it like one. Through these series of videos, I want to teach you about the systematic process I took and the most efficient process I believe in becoming a streamer. And a lot of what I'm going to be showing you is not only on that business side, but I'm going to also show a lot of technical pieces to this as well. We will be covering everything from deciding a name, branding yourself, marketing yourself, creating your LLC, opening a business bank account and PayPal account, as well as I had mentioned, those technical pieces. We're going to really be talking about what technology is involved, what software and services are available to you. So we're really going to kind of cover the whole gamut.